What's up guys, and welcome to Miranda Detailing. This is going to be a special one. We are doing a series of videos here at the Bays in Chicago. Now what we have here is a ton of vendors and a ton of YouTube detailers, and we're making lots of content for you. Lots of tutorials, lots of how-tos. So check out all the links down below. You will see all these different videos and all these different creators. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And don't forget to subscribe to all of the creators down below. There's gonna be tons of links down there as well, so don't forget to check out those links. In today's video, we are working with Geist. We're gonna talk about what Geist is all about, because it's all about leather care. So we have Ram here from Geist. He is our guest today.
Hello everyone.
Let's talk about leather. All right, so let's talk about leather. I know, I don't need these anymore, huh?
Hello.
So what's up with Geist in your company? What do you really specialize in here?
So we specialize in leather care, leather repair, leather restoration. We have a range of products for cleaning and protecting new leather, old leather, automotive leather, furniture leather.
Wow.
Literally every type of leather out there in the market. That includes vegan leather and faux leather and artificial leather. There's different names for it. But I think where we really come into our own is the whole repair and restoration range as well. And we've got a DIY, so we've got products aimed at the DIY end consumer.
Yep.
Someone who has a project car that they're working on or have a car that they own, want to do some work to it, restore it and bring it back to new. We've got products for them, and we also have a whole range of products for the professional people in the market. So people who already do leather repairs or wanting to learn leather repairs, we offer training. That's what we're all about.
That's awesome. So it's not just cleaning and conditioning and protecting, but like the leather repairs as well. So stay tuned to the channel. We may have Ram over at our place doing some leather repair, because some of our Lexus leather is looking pretty bad. So hopefully we can get that all repaired and make it look nice and fresh and new again. But before we go any further, let's go to the whiteboard.
Well, we do it.
Like, what are you erasing?
Cool.
All right, yeah. Now, Ram really goes down the rabbit hole when it comes to leather. He knows everything there is to know about how the different types of leather are created. So definitely check out this next video. It will be out later this week, and it will either be up in the card when it's available or down below. So definitely check this out. You don't want to miss it. But let's now focus on this nasty leather seat and use his products to clean, condition, and protect it. All right, so now we're back. We're gonna work on this really gross leather seat. It's dirty, it's got mold on it, it's got all sorts of stuff. We're gonna clean this and protect it. So let's get into some of these products. So what other products do you have here?
Okay, so in terms, these are just the care and protection and conditioning product. We have our main leather cleaner, which is called Rapid Leather and Vinyl Cleaner. It's a plant and algae-based leather cleaner.
That's cool.
Right? So the detergents that are used in this product are derived from plant and algae. Plant-based products, there's this whole thing that's opened up in the new detergent market where there's a lot of natural ingredients available that perform just as well as the chemical counterparts, but they're better for the environment, don't hurt the user. It's great for leather as well. So leather is a pH usually of about 4.5 to 5.5, right? And this cleaner is probably at about 5.5 to 6, so it's a very pH balanced cleaner.
Nice.
It's ideal for regular cleaning and maintenance cleans and things like that. So where leather is not too filthy, not heavily soiled, I would be using this one here.
Cool.
But obviously for this, something like this, right, we need a stronger cleaner, and that's where we have a Rapid Pro cleaner, which is not a plant-based, right? It's a higher pH. It's probably closer to 9.5, 10, right? So it has great cleaning action, right? But I wouldn't spray it directly on the leather. I would always use a foam dispensing bottle, right? Which we always include that with the bottle. So if anyone buys this, you get a free foamer. So you put that in and then use the foam to clean it.
Okay.
But yeah, so I won't use this for regular cleans. If something's pretty clean already, just stick to the standard plant-based, algae-based stuff.
For maybe like maintenance stuff, light cleaning.
Light cleaning, that's absolutely good.
Good to know,
right?
good to know.
And with plant-based products, it can work also on heavy soiling, but you just need to give it more time.
Okay.
Right, that's the secret with plant-based products. But if you haven't got the time, you just want to get a quick clean, this here is ideal, and that's what we're going to use to begin with.
Okay, right? Awesome. Now, do you need to dilute that or use it straight?
It's ready to use.
Awesome.
Ready to use,
okay.
so literally just open up, pour in here.
And the nice thing about doing the foam too is with some APCs and cleaners and stuff that, you know, maybe new detailers would use on leather, when you use the sprayer, you may have little dots, a little overspray. We've had that happen before on leather, and you get those little dots, and that's not good. So doing it this way, what's the benefit of using the foamer?
Right, so what happens with the dots, right? The reason why you get the dots is because the cleaner that you're using, it's causing the top coat to swirl, right? In those little spots, right? And this cleaner will do that too. And that's why we don't use it in a spray foam. You put it in a foam, and we'd always recommend don't apply directly on the leather.
Yes,
right?
good.
So if we were to leave this, like if I was gonna put that there, right? If I was just gonna, like if you leave it there, that will leave like a ring mark.
A ring,
right? That's exactly what's gonna happen. So I would never apply it directly onto the leather. I would grab a brush in most cases, right? Squirt the foam on the brush, right? And then start cleaning one section at a time.
Nice.
Right? Obviously here, this has got a lot of dust, so let me just give this thing
ideally we want to vacuum it. If it's in like a car, we vacuum it. That's kind of the initial cleaning, get the dust off.
That's it, right. So there's a lot of loose dust, which I'll just wipe off, right? And once that is done, you can then start literally attacking it. So the advantage with using a foamer is obviously you use considerably less product. In comparison to anything else. I've always found that, but this is a stronger cleaner, so it's got better.
You can see the dirt,
action.
you can see it starting to emulsify. And this is a very safe way of doing it. You know, you're not overusing the product, you're not just spraying it on willy-nilly, it's very controlled.
Very controlled, absolutely. And it also doesn't make the leather too wet, which, you know, with some products, you know, if you make it too wet, there's a risk that, you know, you can leave spots, you can cause the top coat to sort of break down, which you want to avoid.
And I mean, sometimes, I mean, we've been guilty of it, using steamers and stuff, and it just oversaturates, oversteams it, overheats it a little bit too. It's very aggressive. Sometimes you got to do that, but this is the safe route.
Yeah, I think steam is a risky strategy, and the only reason I feel it's risky is because it's the combination of heat and moisture, right? That is where you know, there is a risk that you could really damage the surface.
That's
right?
true.
That's
look at that. Look at all that nasty dirt.
Pulling off a whole bunch of dirt and grime. I don't know what's sort of being on there. Just probably need another pass just on this area, right?
And this chair's got a lot of damage, so ignore the damage.
I think.
But this is very real world. I mean, you're going to be seeing cars like this all the time.
Yeah, and this makes light work of, you know, really cleaning. I'm just going to go through this area once again. This here just feels like. It's obviously been damaged. I think it's been worked on. It's probably going to realistically, this would need re-dyeing at some point.
Exactly.
If I'm looking at it, but I think in comparison to this side here, I think we've got a decent cleaning action going on.
You know, when you see damage like this too, you got to tread carefully. If you overdo it, over scrub it, over clean it, over steam it, and get too aggressive, you're going to start. It's going to start, you know, tearing apart and removing the dye.
You know, beyond the point, if it just needs restoring, it just needs restoring.
Exactly.
You know.
And you got to be realistic with your customer too. I mean, you have to explain that, and you'll be able to look at the leather, look at the vehicle in general, but especially the leather, and you'll be able to see it and tell the customer, look, the leather is pretty damaged here. We got to be careful. We got to tread carefully. You can already tell, you know, there's things that are not going to come out. There's damage. We're going to go as far as we can safely. That way, you know, when the customer comes back and the job is done, there might be areas in the seat that just don't look that good, but already you've prepped them, you've told them it's damaged. You can't do anything about that unless you want to go into repairing it.
Cool.
All right, so it's clean.
It's clean.
Yeah, and it's pretty much dry, so that's good.
Yeah. Let me just see that. So can you see that ring there? Right, that's what I was referring about earlier. right? And that's just causing the top coat to swell, and that's what happens when you spray something which is stronger or the dilution ratio is not that good. And that's one of the reasons why this cleaner is really good, because it's safe where you could spray and it won't swell the top coat.
That's nice.
Right?
Good.
Because it's plant and algae, it's safe in that regard where it does not cause the top coat to swell.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why we don't. So this is great for maintenance cleans, and that's why we don't want to put it in a foam cleaner, because sometimes if something's not that dirty, you just want to give it a quick clean. You've got a safe product already. Just spray a couple of passes, go with a brush, or just wipe it down with a microfiber, and away you go.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really, really good to know. And I mean,
Perfect.
if it swells like that, is that permanent, or will that eventually go away, or what can you do with that?
Well, no, I think that's going to be permanent, because obviously what that has done is that sort of etched the top coat and the thing over time. So that's going to be there, and that's why we always recommend with stronger products, higher pH, don't use it for regular cleaning, and even when you do use it, don't squirt it or foam it directly onto the surface. Use it, put it on the brush, right? Because that way you're spreading it, and then it's less noticeable. You don't leave a mark. Excellent,
excellent. Okay, one other good tip, and something I want to know, is it's high pH. We have this high pH. Is this going to neutralize? Do we need to neutralize it, or is it good to go?
It's good to go, so it's
good
fine,
to go.
Right? It's already been cleaned, and I think that's fine. We can start applying the care products, because that will bring it
That'll bring it down and balance it out. Okay, cool. Okay, so I mean, now we're going to get into conditioning versus protecting, differences, and what do we do first?
Yeah, cool. Okay, so whether you apply a conditioner or no conditioner largely depends on the age of the leather.
Okay.
Right? Like, if it's genuine leather, it needs conditioning, but not when it's new.
Okay.
Why? Because new leather is fresh out of the tannery. It's got that balance of moisture and oil, right? That balance of moisture and oil is what gives leather its flexibility, its elasticity, and applying more conditioner to something that's new does not mean it won't provide any more benefit, right? It's not going to make it more softer, and you can't do much. So I would not apply conditioner to a brand new leather.
Okay,
right?
Makes sense.
For the first 3 years or so, I think you're going to be fine without applying a leather conditioner.
Okay.
Right? But what you do need protection against on brand new leather is protection against two main things, right? If you've got a light colored interior, let's say like a white or a cream or an ivory interior, right? You need protection against dye transfer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Unfixed loose dyes from clothing and denim especially transfers, due to the friction, transfers onto the leather, right? And initially it sits on top of that top coat that we spoke about, but over time it starts penetrating the top coat, sits under the paint layer, and then it becomes really hard to get rid of it.
It stains it basically, and
it once some dyes are really, you've got to understand that these dyes are designed to be strong. They are strong, right? So protecting against that is important, and if you do get some staining, dealing with it as quickly as you can, as soon as you notice it, is something I would highly recommend as well.
Yeah, that's good. Good to know.
Dye transfer and friction damage, it needs protection against that, right, in the first 3 years and beyond. It's always going to need that protection.
Excellent.
Right? But in the first 3 years, that's all you need.
Okay,
Clean,
good.
protects against, we've got a product called the dye and friction blocker, right, which does exactly that, protects against dye transfer and friction, and the cleaner and the dye and friction blocker is what's included in the 3- kit.
Okay.
With it being anything less than 3 years, 3-, that's what you need, right? So if you've got genuine leather that's less than 3 years, that's what you want to buy. If you've got genuine leather beyond 3 years, that's what you want to go for.
Oh,
right?
Got it.
Which has the conditioner as well.
Okay.
Right? And this here is beyond 3 years.
Yep.
Right? So the way to apply, I would say, clean it first, apply the conditioner, allow it to penetrate, ideally 24 hours. But if you can't give it that much time, give it whatever you can.
Yep.
Can you give it 3 hours?
30 minutes, an hour.
Whatever is better than nothing.
Yep.
Right? So apply the conditioner, leave it 24 hours, and then once you've done that, wipe off some extra residue if it's there, and then apply the dye and friction blocker, which is a sealant on top to seal
So you're sealing all that in. You're sealing the moisture and all of that in and making sure that it's dye and friction resistant.
Absolutely. You know, we've got a fresh piece of microfiber in here. Spray the conditioner on there, which is going to be more than enough, right? Just gently rub that again so you've got a good even spread. More of that, and away you go.
Nice.
Right? And what I like about the conditioner is it prevents against shrinkage and flexibility, but quite importantly, it does not leave sort of a residue on the surface. Once it's penetrated, you'll barely notice that, you know, there is a conditioner on there, but you'll feel that it's much softer, right?
Yep. Yeah, because we don't want shiny leather.
No,
you know, that's
I think we've gone past those days. Where,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
I mean,
shiny leather was the in thing at one point, but
exactly.
that was a long time ago. We've definitely gone past that.
That's right. Yeah, we want that natural look. We want that like OEM finish look.
Yeah.
Really, so many of our customers, they just want the leather to look clean and natural, like brand new. Not necessarily shiny. Like our customers do not like shiny dashes or shiny chairs or even shiny tires anymore. Yeah. They want fresh and like natural. Yeah.
And smell is another big thing, right? With interior products, right? So we've gone for sort of a neutral, no smell almost, no particular scent in any other products, because a scent that I'm drawn to, you might not like. And it's hard to sort of, it's a very personal thing, I feel. Yeah. So we've just gone for a neutral, no
This
scent.
just smells like almost like a non-scented hand lotion.
Yeah.
That's what it smells like. Very just neutral. So, and it seems like with your products here, we're going for that natural feel. You know, no scents, no dyes. It's just cleaning, protecting, conditioning, and that's it. Very simple, very straightforward. So that's nice. Cool.
So now that we've applied the conditioner, obviously, ideally we'd wait a little bit longer, but you can see that it's not really left sort of a residue or anything, and it's still
no greasiness,
to the surface.
It feels good.
And with leather, it's important to remember less, but more often is better than too much once a year.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Ideally, you know, you'd apply it less, but more frequent. Right. So the dye and friction blocker already, you can see in terms of viscosity, it's a lot thinner. Right. But it's our sealant that, you know, we've tested it. I've personally tested it, and I know it's good for, in most cases, it's good for up to 9 months. Nice. But we tell people 6 months, 3 to 6 months in terms of durability, just because there's so many variations, right?
Exactly.
And in terms of applying this, spray it on the microfiber, right? Literally just wipe it down, let it cure and dry off on its own.
Oh, if nice. You do just self-levels.
Yeah, self-levels. There's going to be no streaking.
We like that.
You know, don't apply too much of it. If you want to apply another layer, you can do that, but just wait for it to dry off. If you do want to dry it off quicker, use a heat gun. Just
flash it away.
Flash it off.
You don't want to wipe it away. You want to flash it away.
That's
okay.
All right. And that would be the best way of applying. Right?
That's awesome.
And this year, this treatment would be the ideal treatment for anything that's got genuine leather beyond 3 years. If you've got vinyl, PVC, vegan leather and whatnot, I would just say use the cleaner, apply the dye and friction blockers to the 3- kit. It's going to be your go-to kit.
Okay, cool. So I mean, this is pretty much done. You allow that to dry, and we're good to go, pretty much. All right, guys, so that is it. Cleaning, conditioning, and protecting leather from old, gross, nasty cars to nice, newer cars with vegan leather finishes. These products can do it all. So they can clean, condition, and protect. Thank you, Ram, for being a guest here and going over all of this information about leather. This is good stuff to know, guys. So if you want to grab these Geist products, we'll have links down below. Don't forget, use code Miranda10. You'll get 10% off at Car Supplies Warehouse. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And don't forget to subscribe to all the other videos and creators that are down here as well in the description. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.